Okay, so last class we discussed poly painting inside of ZBrush and how to just add some basic color to our model and use the poly paint method to kind of generate some interesting texture work for ourselves. These are the basics of it, and we can definitely dive deeper into it, but we have so much to cover in the class that I just opted for more of a basic poly paint. And today is going to be kind of something similar. We're going to talk about lighting, lights. I want to give you guys a general overview of lights, how they work, light caps, matte caps, that kind of thing inside of ZBrush, and then have you kind of turn you guys loose onto the software so you guys can see how that works as well. It's very lighting is such a robust aspect of everything because it affects. I mean, we as you guys have seen, it affects your material, how you texture your models, how you light your models, right? Things like that. So that's what we're going to talk about today is lighting. But before we do that, I'm going to go through, check to see how you guys did on some of the poly paint stuff, and then we're going to take those poly painted materials and those poly painted models that you guys have done, and then you guys are going to use some of the 3-point lighting techniques that I'm going to try to show you guys today to make those really pop and take those to the next level. All right, so let us jump into your discords and see what you guys have been up to. All right, I still got this in here. Let me get you an update, please. Nate, all right. This almost looks like Nathan Drake from the Drake's Uncharted series. I like the little, almost like a curly Q that you added here. Looks sweet. The 5 o'clock shadow looks cool, right? And I really do like, right? You see what he's doing here, guys? You see, this is what I'm talking about, where you've got that blush, right? Where the skin in the outer layer, right? It's showing a little bit more of that red, that blush look, right? You can see those areas protruding here, and then you've got some of those accents on the side. So this is a very nice interpretation. This is almost screen preview worthy. So this is contender number 1 for who gets that poly paint. Whenever I do post the review, this is up there. All right, let's get an update, please. Nick, update, please. Same here. Same here. Same here. Here as well. Let's get update there. Update. Update. Ooh, okay, I like this. Very nice. Very nice. Got a little scar, a little white tuft. It's like if Mario started going to raves. That's what I think of this one. If Mario going through a midlife crisis and wanted to be a F-boy for the rest of the Mario series. We hitting the clubs, Luigi? That's what he looks like. Nice. Mario had a midlife crisis. Dig it. Ooh, nice. Okay, contender number 2 here. Very nice blush. Wow, this is very nice. Nice work, Gordon. Right, and you can see, right, there's a lot of varied interest in here. There's a lot of variation in this skin tone. It isn't just one, so you can tell that he definitely went through and did a good bit of poly paint, right? You've got the blush on the ears, right, where the blood is probably closer to the pore or closer to the skin, so it's reflecting more. So this is very nice. Very nice. Oh, wow. Some of these are blowing me away. Oh, this guy looks maybe a Sith Lord of some sort, Very interesting. It's not bad. It's a good start. The eyes are a little. It's like he's on something. He's on something, and he's very angry, right? I even like that you went and made his features a little angrier, so you kind of made it your own there. I dig it. Dig it. Good stuff. Okay, this is what is this? Luke Cage. This guy looks like a paratrooper. Right. So the only thing is like you filled it, but I would like you to go through and paint, right? Paint some of those features into it, right? Like you painted the goatee, but you can definitely go more in, right? If this is supposed to be somebody black, African American, right? You would definitely go in, paint some more highlights, right? Some darker shades in the crevices and things like that. So I would go through and do something like that. And he looks a little more green, more like the Hulk than looks closer to green. That may be my monitor, but he looks a little closer to green, almost like a Ninja Turtle, right? Good stuff. Okay. This one, I saw this one and I was just like, all right, cool. Like this is so nice. It's like it's oddly it's like it's weird nice. It's like, yo, like you understand it. Like you understand the concept of poly painting, and you took it to the next level because this is the reference, and he definitely needs the cupcake. Definitely needs the cupcake, right? The cupcake is the next level to this. The funny thing is that yours looks a little more like visually pleasing than the act. Like this guy just looks mad creepy. Like, and maybe that this next part of what we're gonna do will help bring out the creepy factor in what you've done here. So let me see. Oh, and I think he's eating the cupcake. Like he's licking the icing. Oh man, this is gonna be mad interesting. So, yeah, definitely. Let's. In 1 second. Sorry for the dog barking. I think somebody's wrangling him right now. All right. So yeah, this is very cool. I dig it. Let me. Yeah, I think the lighting portion of it should definitely help. Right, and then like if you grab a sheet, like you can quickly generate like this kind of topology that you've got going in the back. You can definitely generate like this. This is a cool little interesting art piece. That it's oddly satisfying to look at. This guy looks interesting. It looks like you did the fill, and then you did like gave my man a shape up. Dig it, dig it. Really dig that. You were like, you know what, bro needs a hairline that's from this century. You might have tried to just give him a fade or something. You know what I'm saying? That would have been nice. But yeah, this is cool. The hair is cool. The hair, it's just I would go more into the skin and try to gather some reference and then try to put those into the painting process of it, right? Get a little more variation in the skin because he almost looks like dead, like if this guy was like a corpse or something, like it would make sense, but like he needs a little more life, right? And to bring life into it, you need more color, more variation, right? Because there's blood, there's vessels, there's fat, there's all this stuff working underneath the layers of the skin, the dermis, epidermis layers. So okay, yeah, okay, so you definitely went for like more of like a Luke Cage kind of feel. All right, see, and even in this reference that you're showing, you can see that there's a lot of variation based on how light, super dark, a little light brown, right? Darker again. This is a hot white spot, right? Because you can tell the light is coming from right in this direction, right? So if you even looking at your reference, it will give you, right? It'll give you a lot of indications and markers. You can tell that you see even where the cross hatching is where you would get some shading or some dark color in there, right? This was also a very good cast. Like this was like whoever casted this actor, I forget his name, this actor as perfect casting. The first season of this show, I feel like I'm diverting, but the first season of this show was actually freaking awesome. Like, I really, really enjoyed the first season of Luke Cage. After that, it, like, 2 is okay, then it goes down. I think that's every series that, like, it's hard to keep that level of, you know, awesomeness for everything. But yeah, I would go in, right, with yours, do the same thing, right, where you're seeing highlights, throw a highlight in, throw a lighter color, dark, you know, just go through and do those kind of things, and you're gonna learn so much more, right? If you just throw a fill into it, it's not gonna give you that same dimensionality, right? Because the shadows and the light helps our eyes tell, okay, this goes in, this comes out. This is thick, this is soft, right? This is a rough surface, right? So different lighting just does so much for how our vision takes in images and 3D and different things like that. So you want to really emphasize and put that into your models. All right, good stuff. A little interesting. I see you got a little dark. Yeah, this isn't bad. It's a good start. All right. I think you modified the mouth. I like the eyebrow, right? The blonde hair kind of matches a little better. This isn't bad. It's a good start. The pupil's massive though, right? Massive. You can see where it's supposed to be. You see where it stops, right? You can see that circle, right? So I wouldn't go past that. But yeah, good start, and hopefully the lighting will definitely make it look a little better. Okay, Mr. 5 o'clock shadow. This guy looks like an Arabian Night, you know. This guy looks cool. All right, interesting. Got a little bit of tonality going in different places, a little bit of lighting. The eyebrows are a little soft. You might have smoothed this out a little bit too much, but it's not bad. I can see that. I think you tried to add a little bit of noise to this. Not bad. Yeah, this guy definitely gets his eyebrows and stuff waxed. All right, let's get updates, please. Update, please. Update, please. Okay, yeeks. Got the yeeks out. All right, let's get some updates on that. And whoa. That's not. This is not something I want to see in my dreams. This is. Well, the thing is, you know how to PolyPaint, right? Like, you know how to PolyPaint. You just need to PolyPaint. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is interesting, but you need to go through the process, making it look like human skin, right? Paint it on there. This looks like some African tribesman, you know, who's ready for war. So yeah, I would definitely go in, and you can see how faceted the geometry is. I would throw on a subdivision or 2 or 3 or 4, right? Throw on a couple subdivisions on this bad boy, and then go to town on the paint, right? Just paint. The thing is, using the brackets, you can make your brush size bigger or smaller. So you can make it big, do your little thing. You know, it doesn't. You can achieve a decent result, you know, with just putting in a little bit of effort, a little bit more effort, you know. I like that you understood. You probably watched the video and you did do PolyPaint, but I want you to actually attempt to make it look like some sort of humanoid character, right? All right, cool. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to stop that here. That is the review for your stuff. Let me know if you guys have, you know, any more to post it on there, and I will check it out. All right. So now we're going to move on to the lecture portion of the class, which we're going to talk about lighting inside of ZBrush, how lights work and everything like that. All right.